What's going on, everybody? Blank October here once again with another YouTube video. This time it's not about like anything in a game, so it's not me, complaining about a game or something in a game or something they need to change or whatever, or any sort of like kind of cool gameplay. Even though I am playing the Crew 2 in the background right now, I wanted to put it on something that isn't so competitively intensive because I don't really do too much PvP on here, so it's all good. I'm also streaming right now on Twitch, twitch.tv/blankoctober if you want to follow the stream or whatever. I have the link down in the description as usual, but today I wanted to talk about pretty much what's been going on with me. A lot of people are probably like wondering like why I've basically been acting the way I have, or just in general before, and I will say this: there's no reason to be this type of person. So don't let this video like just basically make it to where you can make an excuse of being whatever type of person. It's not saying I'm the worst type of person, because I try to do good things. I try to help out the community. I try to be a good person around my family and stuff. I try to make decent content. I try to be a positive, well, somewhat positive person, for the Oregon part of Witch Doctor. I try to, I just try to be a good person, and I mean, y'all kind of understand the whole thing of, everything bad just pretty much happens to good people. But this is not going to be me crying about why stuff is happening to me because I'm trying to be good. But this is more so just talking about in general, like my my mental health. And I know that's a thing that's thrown around a lot: mental health this, mental health that. I know that's a hot topic, like basically anywhere. I know a lot of people probably don't take it seriously. I know a lot of people who take it and they use it as an excuse. But I'm here to tell you that it's not going to be an excuse video. It's basically all pretty much facts. It's things that happen. And sometimes I feel like I don't really have much control over some things. Sometimes, like sometimes I just feel like I lose control. So I guess I'll start off with this, because I know this is probably going to end up being like a longer video. I'm not even really going to edit this thing or anything like that. This is not the type of video to try to throw some edits and stuff in. Like, you just need to basically just listen to what I'm saying. So I suffer, and this is something that's been known for like ever. So this wasn't something that was like recent or anything like that, but I suffer from bipolar disorder. And I also suffer from severe depression, and then on top of that, I also suffer from severe adult ADHD, and all of that together, I'll just say it like straightforward. It just makes things like really hard sometimes. Like one day or maybe like 1 week or something, like everything is just like going right in my head. I'm feeling good, no matter what happens, like I'm pretty much like, you know what, yeah, that's fine. I wouldn't say I'm completely happy, but I'm not like, completely sad either. And then out of nowhere, and it like, it can be the tiniest thing that really triggers it, but then like just out of nowhere, for some reason, like something will happen, and then like I can't move past it, and that's when I get on my low end, and it kind of swirls, like the whole, like, when I say the low end, I mean the other end of bipolar. So it's not just depression, it's anger, it's trigger warning, suicidal thoughts, it's snapping at everybody, everything. It's all of that. So all of that, with the major depression and all that stuff, like it just swirls together, and that's pretty much what happens. And then like, I start doing uncharacteristic things. I start acting in ways that, is even for me, right? And y'all know me, I can get pretty upset. I'm known for being a rager, but with how I do it, it does turn into something kind of uncharacteristic. It's definitely like not the normal. And then I'll just get like really depressed. I feel like I want to die. I start putting things on Twitter that make people worry.
2, 1.
All that stuff. And shit, I messed up my camera. Okay. I just start doing all of that. But then, like, literally out of nowhere, maybe like a week later, maybe like a few days later, kind of fast like that, I'll be fine again. Like, almost like nothing happened. Like, almost like on some split personality shit. And I was actually diagnosed with all of this, so this isn't something like, I just looked it up and I was like, hey, I have this. I actually did, long ago, did go in and actually get this stuff diagnosed. So, this is like real stuff that I'm suffering through, and everybody who suffers through something, like, it's like, it just looks different, but mine is just not tolerable by any sense. Like, I know people get like really annoyed by this, or all that. I will tell you this, like, I'll keep long story short, but basically, like, besides like my roommate, his boyfriend, and then maybe my friends I watch wrestling with, the couple of them, like, so I'll say, like, straight up, like, as far as like the FGC here and stuff, like, I have no friends. This, like I said, not as an excuse, but this stuff was like one of the driving factors of me losing like all of, my friends that I had, like, basically during like the last year before and stuff like that. The people I traveled around with and all that. Like, I basically lost all of them. And this is not going to be like a video trying to, like, get that to them so they'll feel like they need to apologize about anything, or if I need to apologize, but that's just how it is, man. Like, not everybody is going to want to deal with whatever you got, even if it's like real shit that's like not in your control. Nobody is at liberty to actually have to sit there and deal with it. Nobody is. So yeah, that, that's happened. Then, like, even before that, I guess another, like, interesting story. I really don't like talking about it because I feel like this is one of the things that kind of triggers it a little bit, and I can't believe it still does, and I try everything within my power to make it not do it, but then, like, it just always, like, just comes back. couple years ago, I was in a pretty toxic relationship. For a girl I met at the college I used to go to. And the whole thing was just like terrible, but for some reason I was just stuck in this Stockholm syndrome, and it's pretty much like culminated into her doing a bunch of shiesty things, and almost seeming like nothing bad has ever happened to her, but for some reason all of that bad karma that should have been going to her for how she was and what she did and stuff, it got reverted to me. You know, it's always like a thought of like, you know, what did I do?
Winning's not guaranteed. You get cocky, you get
anytime
sloppy.
something has happened like during the last like couple years or whatever, where I feel like, you know, I actually still sat there and did everything right, and for some reason like I still get all of the wrong results, you know, that always like just shows up in my mind. I am over the actual relationship. I can tell you this, I am actually over that. So it isn't anything like I want her back or anything like that. I'm over that shit. It's just, again, the fact that I've done everything in my power to do the right thing and still met with nothing but failure. And that's like the worst feeling in the world, especially for me, because, you know, with the ADHD and stuff, I also can hyper focus on things, and within that hyper focus is, you know, trying to almost be a perfectionist, you know, trying to, you know, just do things the right way, right? And I still end up losing in the end, and it sucks, you know. And I'm not trying to be like first place all the time, especially in things where there's no need to be first place all the time, but, you know, some sort of recognition from the universe that I am doing the right thing, you know, would be much appreciated. But I just feel like I never get that. Like, it sounds very general, but like just nothing works for me.
You feel like going for a
And then
little
fast
drive
forward to
today?
like the last like couple of weeks, I was supposed to have a nice like kind of stay-at-home job, and basically the company themselves pretty much fucked me over out of the job. And again, I did everything right, the onboarding stuff, I did all of the other like paperwork and watch whatever I need to watch and talk to whoever I need to do. Like, I did all of that in a timely fashion. You know, I'm ready to go. I got it, and I still got screwed out of the job. And I think that was just amongst like other things that has been going on, is like one of the major things that has made me just go ahead and start going back into that downward spiral. You know, on top of like the COVID stuff, so like I lost my job from that, and then the job that I lost from that, they reopened, but they never called me back. So, and then things that happened at jobs before that, that, you know, I found out, and all that. Like, it's just so many things, like in so many aspects of my life, that it's just like collided together, and it's just like made me want to, like, I'm just gonna plain on say it, it's just made me want to kill myself. It's just made me want to do that, and I haven't felt like this in a while. Like, everything that's happened the last few years, like, just colliding together, and it's just made me literally just want to off myself. And I know that's not something that everybody wants to hear, but that's just how it is. That's the truth. And I honestly don't really care to hear things from people that they think would be the things that I want to hear. You know, I think there's too much of that. You know, always make a mean face to that type of stuff. Don't tell me, well, you're wanted, because obviously I'm not. don't tell me that I'm a good person, because this type of stuff doesn't happen to good people. At least it's not supposed to. So yeah. I don't want to get in it more of it, but just know that I am not in the greatest spot right now, and I fully do not feel like being here anymore. I don't feel like being a commentator anymore. I obviously can't compete, so I can't do much of anything. I honestly don't even know why I even have a Witch Doctor jersey. I honestly don't know why I have followers. I don't know why I have anybody, even though it's usually a small number, like anybody that watches my streams or anything. Honestly don't know why it's there, because I'm really not doing anything special, which is fine, except like, you know, with all the other stuff just like compounding on top of that fact, it's just making it like really, really hard to want to do this type of shit. But I have obligations. This weekend I have to do something else with Legacy titles, so I'll be back on the mic for that. I still want to do the Forbidden Fortune Forever tournament for everybody. Look out for that, but I don't know. Like right now, I just don't feel like I have a place like anywhere on the planet, and that's just how it is. Like I like until like something happens or whatever that's gonna prove like otherwise. Like I just don't feel like I should be around, to be honest. Sorry to anybody who has been like scared or anything, but that's just how it is. Like that's just how it is. So, just a sliver of good news. I am going to be starting a new job, so hopefully I'll just like focus on that when that starts up, and you know, try to make the best out of that situation. So, I'll let y'all know what's up in future streams and future videos and all that. I just figured that it was time for kind of like a real talk video. And please do not come into the comments or on my Twitter or my DMs anywhere and trying to compare your situation to mine, because I'm just not going to read it if it's going to be that. So you literally might as well just talk about anything else if you do want to talk to me. But if you're just going to come through with that, I'm literally just going to block you. Like, that's just how it is right now. So, there you go. That's what's been going on. Deal with it. Shout outs to Witch Doctor, I guess.